Hi, what are your names?
My name is Yaotl Mazahua, and I'm with XRF.
I'm Cesar Crow, Chicano Records and Film.
Yaotl and Cesar?
Yeah.
Can I ask what's going on here today?
Today was the 29th anniversary of the Farce of July. It was inspired by the Zapatista movement in the 90s to gather artists who are in resistance to neoliberalism and imperialism and colonialism. We've been doing this for the last 29 years, and every year is a fundraiser for different organizations, like this year's Indigenous Cultural Foundation and Friends of Pugvugno. And we always have speakers from all communities, but right now we're mostly proud of Black today, even Armenian, everyone, so we're here together, solidarity.
Okay. What made you guys stand up against the 4th of July?
Originally, we kind of just used it for like a day of resistance for people that don't celebrate 4th of July. We weren't the first ones that started the Farce of July. The first one was started by an organization or a group called the Chicano Secret Service. And after that, XRF kind of like started rolling the ball, and we started doing it every year after that. It's a day of resistance for not just Indigenous people here on this continent, but for people all over the world. We all stand in solidarity.
And it's like a day of survival, right? Even in the Declaration of Independence, there's the phrase merciless Indian savages in the Declaration of Independence, of which they're celebrating today. So when this country was founded, it starts out all men are created equal, la la la. But in the Declaration of Independence, we must address the merciless Indian savages. It shows you that this country was built for white people, white slave owners, and yet there is some latitude, not anymore, as it's decreasing, as you see in prairie land. But it's always been like if you were uniting the people, you get killed, you get taken out. Like Fred Hampton was taken out, Malcolm X when he was not as isolated, only African, only when he was uniting a lot of people. That's when the threat happens. They want us to be race divided. They want us to be against each other, because that way imperialism goes without being challenged, and the system exists the way it exists throughout the world. But if we understand racism, we still understand imperialism, we understand that we're all in this together, that's what becomes a threat. The Farce of July is basically saying it's a farce that you can't have independence on stolen land. Like, that's just like an oxymoron, right? Because this is stolen land, and if you're saying I declare independence, that's a white supremacist statement in and of itself if you unpack it. That's why we would always bring out a reality that, well, the Farce of July is a farce. It's a farce for us and freedom from others, right? So in other words, it really is for billionaires. It really is for the system that exists, right? It's only for billionaires, and they actually survive off of us being divided against each other. That's why, Black, brown, Indigenous, Asian, all of us need to come together, like even white people, all of us need to come together and knock this paradigm down. Another system is possible. Mother Earth is dying because of the system of powers that exist. They're exploiting, taking, and there's not going to be survival or sustenance for anyone. So we need to unite together, and this is kind of like bringing that out and saying it and talking about it. That's why we mark it as a Farce of July. So.